All right, welcome to the first inaugural episode of the Wrassle Line. Happy 4th of July, everybody who's made it. That's you, that's you, that's you. Probably nobody. Anyway, this is the first episode of the Wrassle Line. I'll figure out some nice way to snazz it up eventually. So, yeah, right now, getting it going, getting it large. We're going to be talking wrestling. Wrestling. Because this is a thing that I am ashamed that I love as much as I do. There's nothing I could do to help it. It's dumb. It's the right kind of dumb for me. It's these people are insanely talented athletes and very entertaining to watch, but it's so dumb. I love it. I just love it. I love the backstage stuff because it's like if weird old school carnivals and carnival freak shows became like a multi-million-dollar industry with TV deals. It's the history of it's insane, from bare knuckle like boxing and brawling to um, these fake kind of like these contests to skill where it looks like bare knuckle brawling, but all the they all have the results and stuff, but they're still trying to pass it off as real to the spectacle that they were still trying to pass off as legitimate to the point of insanity. They went to insane lengths to keep the wrestling secret a secret, and that I don't know. There's something about the idea of a bunch of like giant muscle dudes in the 80s trying to like the bad guys and the good guys trying to sneak around so they could go like hang out and get high and drink. Like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik back in the 80s got busted for smoking pot together, and they were both like a baby they were a baby face and a good guy, and they got more in trouble for being arrested together as good guy and bad guy than for the actual incident. And that shit blows my mind. That kind of stuff is what I live for. It's these people trying to blur the lines between reality, and it's just so ridiculous what it is. You have these Supermen running around like Hulk Hogan, who can't get beat, who just can't get beat because people love him so much, and he's just like a weird bald man with flaxen hair and hot dog skin and gets everybody into it. I just don't. It's unique. There's nothing else in the world, nothing else like it, and it's the best. I'm just trying to adjust, get some of that creepy light in. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I like it's like J.J. Abrams is directing this video here. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna fix that. I can't do that. I'm gonna get distracted by it. Okay. Oh. There may be no beating it, guys. Maybe lens flare for life up in ya. Oh no, it's semi-fixed. All right. So as I was saying, just can't position myself, or we'll get the flare. Oh no, we won't. I fixed it. Anyway, wrestling's great. Yes, I know. It's dumb. And if you love wrestling, like as much as I do, you know it's kind of dumb. Or else you wouldn't be watching it. I mean, it's insane. It's insane person stuff. And what I haven't been watching, and what brings me to this show and this idea is I haven't really been watching the modern product until like the last couple weeks. Mostly I've been going back and watching the older stuff from the 80s and 90s. Old early 90s WCW is something that I never watched before this year, and then I got pretty into it, and it was insane. Vader running around, Vader going after Sting. Stinger, welcome to a White Castle of Fear. Oh, Big Van Vader is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Rest in peace, Big Buddy. I'm pretty sure there'll be an episode in the future where I just talk about Vader. Because I could talk about Vader a long time. Good old Leon White, biggest big man in the business. But well, let's not get into Big Van Vader right now. You can do that on your own time. And yeah, so right now we're just gonna get through it. So far, I don't believe there's anybody in this room, and that is just fine. That's fine, just fine. I'll just keep mowing along, and we'll see if this becomes anything. If anybody joins up, if anybody wants to see it, if anybody has any opinions. So we'll very much see. We'll very much see. Now, I'm going to move it up a little. There we go. Now, you'll see how much I love wrestling. Well, this doesn't really describe it, but I have to like it at some point. Oh, as soon as I switched the camera angle, ooh, it got unfocused. Okay, so that's very weird. All right, so yeah. Anyway, not just gonna focus with technical stuff because that's boring and nobody's watching. But I don't want to bore nobody. Anyway, so let's just get to it. What I was saying, that's what I was getting to it. I got distracted because I wanted my Harley Race picture to be on full display, but that's not gonna happen because it just ain't my day. It ain't my 4th of July. No hot dogs for me, no brews for me. Ain't my 4th of July. I'm just talking wrestling to you guys that don't exist. But nah, I'm talking wrestling. And you know what? If I just keep talking, they will come. You know, like a ghost once told Kevin Costner, keep on talking and they will come. Anyway, so I got back into modern wrestling because the landscape of wrestling has just been insane. Insane, to put it the least. Vince McMahon has had a stranglehold on the business ever since WCW folded about 20 years ago, and it's been his. The wrestling, he's the be all end all. Every wrestler needed to work for him, and still, that's like every wrestler's big goal is to make it big in the WWE because it's the WWE. It's been around forever. That's where Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold and everybody cranked out of. So it has its importance. But since they don't have any real competition, it's been sucking lately. It's not been very good. And which sucks because the roster's as good as it's ever been. I was, as a wrestling fan for years, I remember watching AJ Styles and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and Tyler Black, Seth Rollins and ROH and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan. I almost called him Bryan Danielson, which was his ROH name, but Daniel Bryan was also in ROH with all those guys at the same time. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. These guys are awesome. On the Kings of Wrestling as well in ROH at the time, Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli, also known as Chris Hero and Cesaro. And that was insane. Those guys were incredible. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is better than what's going on the product at the time, which WWE is always cyclical. And ROH was just, phenomenal athleticism and crazy shit you've never seen before. And now those guys are at the main event, top of the heat in WWE. And it's like, oh, wrestling should be better than ever. Nah, it stinks. It flat out sucks. There's no competition. There was no competition for WWE to use these people right or know how to use them. The way that they've just gotten away from what wrestling is completely to everything being fully scripted out and completely manufactured and then going through Vince McMahon and Vince McMahon making his changes, go, oh no, what is that guy? And I don't know why he says Terrence and Phillips shit, but he does. So, as I was saying, it's just, it's been through him. He's a filter. He's been crapping out subpar products because he's an old man who has a weird sense of humor. Like, back in the 2000s heyday of the Kiss My Ass Club and having a little person leprechaun gimmick as a son for like a good few months and then just beating him mercilessly and focusing way crazy amount of time to a leprechaun being his fake son. Like months, and then punish this fake son by. So yeah, he has a strange sense of humor, strange sensibilities, and sometimes it's the best and it works and gives us wrestling. Other times it's terrible. Like, ooh, no. It's people would say like, oh, the sense of humor old man or dad joke. No, but it goes beyond that because he's a demented person. I love the guy. He's done great things for business, but he's demented. He's insane, and he always has been, and it's not getting better with age. And now he's the only person there. Well, he was the only person there really making the shots. Now, since AEW, All Elite Wrestling, is a new upstart thing, which has Jacksonville Jaguar monies in it, into the company. Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, all these big indie upstarts who never really got to land with the WWE are making their own thing. People trying to go to that, like employees in WWE who have just been sitting there, wasting away, atrophying. And it's bad. Like, they're just like, I'm not having fun. I'm not doing anything. I'm busting my ass with this travel schedule where they travel like 2/3 of the year. They're not home. They're on the road, which is, in that I may be being a little generous, and maybe more. They may be on the road longer than that to not do anything, to just be jokes for 30 seconds. And these are like some talented people, like the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They're great, but they weren't used for anything. And they were trying to, them as example, wanted to go to AEW and not sign any contracts with the WWE anymore, because why bother? And because of that, they have gotten pushed pretty hard now to being on screen with AJ Styles, one of the top guys in the company, and involved in his angles and his feuds and stuff. And that's pretty crazy. Like, all they had to do was be like, no, I think we might go. And they're like, oh no, just not to them. We don't do anything with you anyway, but we don't want them doing anything with you because you're capable. So I guess we'll have to give you stuff and better contracts, which is great. They need to do that. They need to get a fire up their ass, and that's what it's doing. They're using good people now. More people are getting signed and doing cool, like getting re-signed, and they're able to do good stuff with them, while AEW is still doing what they do, and they're trying to get momentum. And we'll dive into a little bit of that. I haven't watched like any of the full shows complete, but I've seen clips here and there, and I could give you a half-assed opinion if you want it. So yeah, all that's happening. Vince needs all this. Vince needs all the help he could get. So he sought out. He sought out two men who were his competitors pretty much in the 90s. Paul Heyman of ECW and Eric Bischoff of WCW. And they were like vicious competitors. They were, well, ECW not as much. They weren't really there. They were like the alternative to the main wrestling product, because it was grim, dirty, gross, and uncensored, music unlicensed. They just took everything. It was a scene. That was a crazy thing. It was like I hate saying this kind of thing, but the punk rock of wrestling, man. And yeah, it was awesome. It was the best. And WCW was popular as a behemoth. I'm not too big on a lot of it. The NWO stuff got tired. I think everybody who worked on the show in one way or another know that it got tired and too big a mess, and they didn't know what to do with it. And I recently heard a thing where Bischoff said he wanted to make the NWO into its own show, kind of like a brand extension for WCW, which I guess in theory makes sense, but if you watch it, they did not plan for that, right? It didn't seem like the NWO guys would fight each other, because why would they? And then they tried to do that by separating into factions, but it just got it so convoluted that there was no rhyme or reason to it, and nobody looked good doing it. So, but he tried, and he did compete with Vince. He almost killed the king. He almost killed the king, but he didn't. And Vince powered through, just through sheer luck, through talent. Well, his talent, and WCW dropping the ball on a few things, like Bret Hart. So Eric Bischoff went away for a while, came back as just on air, like character, went away. He's never worked backstage for WWE until now, where he and him. Sorry, I smacked the thing there. It's just emphasis, and I make the whole thing shake, and it's like an earthquake, and I'm sorry. I'm going to try to stop doing that. I like the earthquake effect. I like the earthquake. I like the earthquake. What can I say? So, as I was saying, no, I'm not going to do that guy for a wrestling chat. WCW ending Eric Bischoff. Now, he's never worked backstage until now. He and Paul Heyman are both running. Bischoff's running SmackDown. Heyman's running Raw. And they both have to report to Vince still, so Vince still has his hands in it. But it's telling that he's getting two more people to be another filter, meaning that he's going to listen to them more. They come in with an idea. He's probably going to have tweaks and ideas, but he's going to listen to them because he brought them in, and they both have experience. Paul Heyman for Raw is perfect because Heyman's a maniac. He's going to pull all the stops. He's going to make a 3-hour show feel short and watchable like it was last week. It was such a good show. He needs Heyman for that because he needs to make Raw pop hard. He needs to keep your attention for 3 hours. It's not versus like this last week's Raw. This last week's Raw was so good, and everything else I've seen recently I can't watch a full episode. I just did this week because of Paul Heyman and him running it, and it was great, and I wanted to stay and watch it. But it's crazy how much of an improvement he made on it. And I saw SmackDown thinking Bischoff his presence would be felt in some way, but apparently he's not getting back into the Extreme Rules. He's not going to be actually working. He's just backstage trying to learn everything, which is good. But I'm happy to hear it because SmackDown, whereas like there's people I love and some angles that were cool, I actually fell asleep during it and hadn't really rewatched it. I missed a big chunks of things. I missed things I wanted to see just because I was exhausted by not much happening at all. And that's a shame. I want a lot to happen. I want these shows to be great, but I fell asleep. I barely remember what happened. There were some decent matches, nothing memorable, but nothing like that I would pay to forget because I don't need to pay. I already did. I already forgot it all because that's just not good. The product has not been good on Raw or SmackDown lately, and so we'll go into this week's Raw a little bit. It was fantastic. It starts off with the Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley last stand manding. Falls count anywhere, not a last stand manding. So this Falls Count Anywhere match starts, and it's just huge. They're just these two monster people, Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, monsters. That should work. They're just two intense monsters, so intense and just scary muscle people that you can't help but go ho 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 when they just collide. It's insane. So it's an angle that should work. You should be able to make it work. It doesn't require any kind of a brain rolling around in your head to make that work. Oh man. But anyway. So yeah, I keep looking at my stream. The camera quality is terrible. I've said that to the two new people who have joined. I apologize for my camera quality. It will be getting better. I will be getting more. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe. Unless you're already subscribed. And keep doing what you do. And thank you for watching. Now, these Titans collide, Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, and they're just going at it. And within the first few minutes, they're already in the crowd just beating the crap out of each other, suplexing each other onto the fucking cement and just bashing each other up like two giant men should in an all-out brawl with no rules, and you don't need to be in the ring, so just beat the shit out of each other. Great. They make it to the ramp. Bobby Lashley gives them a suplex right on the weird LED plexiglass stuff that they have because they just do LED screen effects instead of pyro now, which I'll be talking about that probably through every episode because that's a strange thing that I'll never get used to. So Strowman's on the floor, just like reeling around after suplex. Bobby Lashley backs up towards the LED screen and gets ready to charge, and then Braun Strowman pops up like Blade from the Blade movies, Blade 1 through Trinity. And he just leaps up and tackles Bobby Lashley through the LED screen. into the thing, and then fake explosions go everywhere, and they're obviously like fireworks just like popping up, like whatever pyro they had left over in the basement and the WWE truck from not using anymore. I was like, oh, we got that from a few years ago. We could use them weak fireworks there. Just put a whole bunch of them weak fireworks in the thing and have them go. And it's so obvious. I don't know. Out of everything they do, they could not get fake explosions right. I know it's hard to do live, but fireworks explosions don't look like fireworks. Don't look like fireworks that flicker in flames and flutter. They don't. That's a thing that they always do, and it's so unnatural and hilarious looking. And they could do better with the camera work for this one, because they had people just like filming right into it, and you just see like fireworks popping off behind these tables and monitors and stuff. It's insane. It's insane. And it's so funny, but it worked. You know, it worked because they had the slow-mo angle of a close-up of Bobby Lashley just with Pacific Rim sparks shooting in the background. It was good. And that was in 10 minutes of Paul Heyman's Monday Night Raw. And it's like, oh, all right. Oh, not to mention, as soon as Braun Strowman put poor Bobby Lashley through the wall, Corey Graves, the announcer, went, holy shit. Which it's really nothing in the scheme of things, because like who gives a shit? He says shit. I said shit like probably 100 times on this video already. But it's the WWE main, sorry, stop. The WWE main product. They've been PG for like the last 15 years, where they don't even say ass. It's like when they say ass, it's like, oh, they're going risque. Now they're just throwing shits everywhere and just going nuts. And it's like Paul Heyman is back in a big way. It's done. Like, it's changed. It's going to be different now. And it's so good for it. And then I believe after that, let me check the results here, just so I could refresh my brain on what's going on. Yeah. So to start. All right. Oh, that's the Smackdown results. Nobody want that. Where my Raw results at? Oh, I pulled them up and everything. So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the next segment is the New Day versus the Viking Bros. Viking Warriors. I cannot remember their name right now, so I'm really trying to find the Raw results so I could do it. It's the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders. A really big show. The Viking Raiders are on tonight. I don't know why, but if anybody has the power to do it in one way or another, be it Johnny Carson impressions or accessing to the Viking Raiders, I want to see Johnny Carson. I want to see Johnny Carson interview the Viking Raiders. I want to see it. See, yeah, right, Javi? Thanks for watching, Javi. I like the stomping too. And I've noticed I keep going to my YouTube stream throughout the whole time, and the quality just keeps degrading and degrading. I think it's every stomp. I'm not sure what's going on. It's pissing me off. But I have a new camera on the way, so it won't be so bad. It's like getting grainier and grainier as I go along. I'm flipping back through it now. It's just boom, boom, bam. It's like terrible. So, Raw results. It was the Viking Raiders versus the New Day, which turned into, because Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe ran out, they've been having a feud, been turning into a 6-man tag. Now, that's something I hate. I hate that so much. I hope this gets heard by everybody. I hate it. I hate it so much when you guys, the WWE, hey WWE, I'm talking to you, big guy. When you have a tag match or a singles match, and then two people going at it, and then interference happens, and then another interference happens, and then it's a big scramble, and then it goes to commercial, and then it comes back, and then it's a tag match or a 6-man match, and it just changes. I don't like that. It's stupid. You kind of want to see it be made into a match. I remember back in the day that would happen a lot with an Eric Bischoff when he was like the authority figure on screen on Raw. He'd just come out, oh, so you guys all just want to mix it up? You guys just want to mix it up? Well, fine, it's a tag match now. At least have that. And I don't believe that you even see that in the arenas. If I had to guess, it's like somebody goes, oh, it has been reported from the back, and it just happens, and it's like, oh yeah, well, we didn't see this coming a mile away when this match that should have been a meaningful match ends in like 3 minutes and then cuts to commercial before there's any resolution, and now it's another match. No, it's how you say dumb. We're just supposed to accept that every time. I don't. It makes it feel too slick and glossy and seamless. I don't like it. I don't like it. Change that. But anyway, New Day versus Viking Raiders and Samoa Joe. Great match. All of them are awesome. Love all of those guys to death. It was really my first exposure to the Viking boys. They're awesome. They are awesome. Teaming with Joe, that's like 3 dudes you would not want to cross at anything. I was going to say at a bar, but you wouldn't want to cross them at a clam bake. You wouldn't want to cross them at a face painting booth at a carnival. You wouldn't want to cross them and line for a roller coaster. You wouldn't want to cross them at a hot dog eating contest. You wouldn't want to cross them at a family picnic. You wouldn't want to cross them at a concert. You wouldn't want to cross them nowhere. 6 places, because nowhere. You know what? No, nowhere. The celestial planet from Guardians of the Galaxy. So you wouldn't want to bump them on nowhere either. So they're great. That was a great intimidating thing. The New Day are a bunch of lovable dudes. They're perfect. They have talent in the ring, on the mic, just hanging around backstage, like the up, down, down channels. Entertaining. Again, the thing I shouldn't watch. It's just a bunch of dudes playing video games, but they are entertaining and charming. God bless them. God bless us all. And they put on a hell of a show. They did what they should. Kofi as champion. I love the fact he's champion. That guy's been working so hard, and he was one of the lost souls for like the last 15 years who just bounced around and didn't get anything. So after that, great match. Love it. Awesome dudes. All of them. I want to see them being pushed, and I want everything for them in the future. Then after that, we get a weird little promo of the Street Profits, who I weren't familiar with. These are just 2 dudes who are them. It seems like they're themselves. They're doing this great comedy thing, but it works. It's not like, oh, these silly assholes. It's like, oh, these guys are funny, and they might be great. I haven't gotten to see them in action yet, but I'm already onto their promos. Like, you know, one of them seems kind of like the normal hype straight man, and the other guy acts like he put on the Jim Carrey's The Mask. It's fun. It's good fun. Glad to see them around. I'd hope to see them in ring, and they're probably great because NXT is nothing but good in ring. So then after that is the No Way Jose, who is a gimmick I cannot believe stuck around. I do not believe. I don't know whose idea that was. No Way Jose is a party guy who just parties all the time and has like a party train of people following him and dancing and doing a conga line. And his name's No Way Jose. That's really the extent of his gimmick, and it's kind of obnoxious, and I feel like I'm being insulted every time I see it. I like the guy from what I've seen, but there's something about it that makes me feel like Vince McMahon's making fun of me, and I don't like it. No offense to him, he seems good, but I just don't like it. And then it was him versus Cesaro, which was just a way to get into the 24/7 title thing with R-Truth and Maverick. I gotta find out his full name. Drake Maverick. That's a good fucking name, Drake Maverick. These guys have been feuding for the championship that could get defended all the time at any given point, 24/7, like the old hardcore belt of yore. Really big show. shoe, right? And like the hardcore belt of yore. And it's been fun. And so R-Truth was hiding in the conga line from everybody who's constantly chasing for the title. And Drake Maverick, who was on his honeymoon, had to not pin R-Truth because he needed to prove to his wife that she's more important than the title. That sounds so dumb, and that's some of the best parts of Raw. A little bit is that 24/7 title, and R-Truth and Drake Maverick and everybody running for it. It's been funny. It's been classic good funny, not anything too stupid like a lot of stuff can be when it comes to comedy and wrestling, especially modern. People just kind of push it too far to the point where it's dumb. It's not the good kind of dumb, like just bad and shit. It's just shit, and you don't want it to be shit. They've done good. So Cesaro versus No Way Jose. Nothing really happens. Street Profits, you know. He's sorry. It's just a match. People dance. Nobody cares. And Cesaro just beats the shit out of No Way Jose, just mercilessly, which is what we should be. Oh, yeah. And then Undertaker came on, and he talked for a bit. You know, it's him going, Shane McMahon, your lost souls will stink in hell, and I'll be there because they're going to be stinky souls. And Shane, your stinky soul belongs to me. We will go to stinky hell together after this match, and you stinky souls will be forever in my stinky hat. You know, I'm paraphrasing. You know, it's fine. Undertaker's a ghoul. He goes out and says ghoul things. Awesome. Perfect. You know, doesn't need to do much. He just needs to spook Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon by calling their soul stinky. And it works. It works for me. It's not the best. Poor guy shouldn't be wrestling anymore. He should be left alone. He should just be totally left alone. All right, I'm trying to just think of any highlights here because I'm going pretty long. Miz versus Elias. That happened. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match. That's right. A lot happened. That was a decent match. You know, of course, when it comes to Raw, 2 out of 3 fall matches, they're just like boom, boom. Like the first 2 falls are scored in a heartbeat, and then it's that third one coming up. And it was fine. You know, Miz, I'll never be able to buy the Miz as a face. Not ever. I like the guy a lot. I think he's great. He's gotten amazing in the ring. He's good. He's all around good now. I just can never buy him as a face because his actual face is just kind of unlikable. And I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school that he's got like a face of a dickhead. He knows it, and he monetized it for years. And they've tried to go back and forth, make him face. I just think heel Miz is the best thing ever. It really pisses people off. It even gets me like, and I know, you know, I get it. That no heel wrestler actually makes me go, motherfucker, I want to see you get slapped. He does it because, and Randy Orton, but not, that's when anytime Randy Orton's on the screen, I want to see his babyface slapped. Like, there's just something that, his more so than Miz. Because I feel like I like the Miz. And he can be great. And Randy Orton's good and solid. Good performer. And his face. Just makes me so mad. Anyway. Off on that tangent. So yeah. Miz won. It was fine. There shouldn't be any more with them unless they have more to go on. I don't know if they do. It was okay. It was good. It wasn't anything fantastic, but it wasn't bad, which is important because Raw has mostly been bad. And then we've had the one segment that I'm not too big on. Like, that the only thing I was like, nah, I don't like it. This Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins thing. they're so good. They are both like some of the most talented people in the company. I do not like them pairing up. Like in real life, yeah, no, it's great. Go have fun. I hope you guys have the best relationship ever. I just don't like it on screen. There's something about it. Like it, you guys are acting different now, and it's weird. It doesn't fit. I get it. Find a way to make it work because I feel like it can. It just doesn't. Um, it just doesn't. And then they got into a little program for this week with the newly re-signed Mike and Maria Canales, and they were great. They seem awesome. I love their gimmick of her being a total bitch and him being a total whipped, kowtowed to her whim character, and it works. It works so well. He plays his facial expressions are so hysterical, and she just seems so mean and just crazy in the best way possible. So I like them a lot. So it was nice to see. Let's see them go up together. Couple versus couple, fine, and maybe something could rub off, and they could. But it didn't really. And Maria Canales and Mike Canales had a bit. I can't remember her exact words, but it was pretty hysterical. Let me see if I could find it because it was pretty good. No, they didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about the build up to it in this thing, so it's gonna be a little hard for me to remember. But yeah, so they interrupted, and she was like, "Oh, you think you're tough? You think you're a hero? I'm a real hero. I popped a baby out of my uterus." Just pretty much exactly like that too. She used the terms "popped a being out of my uterus," and it was just like, "Whoa!" That was out of left field and strong. Again, I'm really liking Maria Canales. She's like, "I'm a mother. I'm better than you." All right, awesome. Get it on. So they had the match, and then Mike started things off in the ring, and then eventually Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch tagged, and Becky Lynch came in, so Maria Canales would have to go in according to mixed tag rules. Nope. Maria Canales freaked out, grabbed the mic, started shitting all over poor Mike Canales, saying, "How could you let this happen? I'm pregnant." And everybody's like, oh no. It's hilarious. Like, it's dumb. Like, to do the pregnant angle, I thought, oh, how silly. Turns out she's actually pregnant, and they were working it in there. So that's funny. That works. So she's going to be around as a pregnant manager woman to Mike Canales, and she's all pissed at Mike for getting her pregnant again. So this is going to be hilarious. It's weird. It's very strange, and it's very soap opera-y. But at least it has a twinge of reality to it, so it should be fun. It should be good, and Maria Canales seems like a good crazy lady. And she seems like she's going to knock this out of the park. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Funny note, I was talking about people getting re-signed. Mike and Maria Canales were people who were not used until this week, who were just re-signed to a pretty giant contract. And now she just announces she's pregnant, and WWE are like, "Oh, was she hiding that from us? Did she know? Nobody knows." Ooh, real backstage drama. Ooh. Well, I hope it's fine, and she and Mike stay on TV while she's pregnant, and they get a push because they are fun. I like them a lot, and hopefully they could get whatever it is squared up, figure it out, keep them on TV. I like them. It's going to provide some fun. And especially with Paul Heyman on the boat, because his inter-family storylines and stuff are always insane and always crazy and always cross the line. So it'll be fun to see what these guys do. All right, let's go in. I'm only going to go into Raw in the full. All right, this is weird. Just apparently, in this results thing I'm reading on the BleacherReport.com, Paul Heyman has said before that Maria is one of the most creative minds he has worked with. So if you, all right, so yeah, So Paul Heyman is going to be pushing him. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I'm invested. I'm invested. And then we get the Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss segment. They've been having a thing. It's classic Alexa Bliss and blank Nikki Cross, but heel girl, face girl make friends. They love each other. It's shaky ground. All the other babyface women are like, no, 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 don't be friends with her. Don't be friends with her. She'll stab you in the back. No, she wouldn't do that to me. To eventually where somebody stabs somebody in the back and then they feud. It's what it is. And that's fine. I love Alexa Bliss. She's great. She's entertaining. She's perfect. I love Nikki Cross. Entertaining. She seems like a force of nature. Will destroy you. It's awesome. So, it's fine. The actual segments could be better. There's nothing there. It's kind of cut and dry. It's not because of anybody's fault. It's just, it's a bare bones angle that there's no real drama there. It's like, oh, she's going to stab you in the back. She's using you. No, she's not. Yes, she is. Are you using me? No. Why would you even say that? Look, here, let's go do this. Nah, it's whatever. They got in a match. She got in a match with Carmella. Nikki Cross did. It was a match. It ends. And, yeah. It's just whatever. It's not anything special. Nikki Cross won. They could have done some good shit. But no. And now the main event. United States Championship. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Now, that was building up. The Good Brothers, who I were talking about, were running around stirring shit up between Ricochet and AJ Styles, like a couple of high school bullies. Oh, he said this, but he said he could kick your ass. He said your mom's dumb. Oh, well, he said your mom's dumber. When nobody's really said any of that, and then they fight and get angry. Whatever. It's good. AJ Styles is good. Ricochet is good. Ricochet's got the all shucks, gee golly attitude that a lot of younger wrestlers who get given a push are having now. Like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. I just want to fight and prove I'm good because I am good and I'm the best. And gee golly shucks, thank you guys for giving me a chance. He's great. That kind of thing is just old, and it seems like they just give that to baby faces now. Like that's generic babyface instead of going, I'm going to whoop your butt for what you did to me in front of those people in San Antonio. Instead of doing that, it's, gee golly, I'm happy to have the opportunity. I'm going to show you what I'm made of. I'll tell you what. He's great. I hope he gets more. I hope he's able to develop more of a personality as things go on. And this feud with AJ might bring it out of him. AJ Styles great. Match was awesome. It was a good back and forth match. And then the Good Brothers come out. And you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Eventually, Ricochet ends up winning. Beats AJ Styles. AJ Styles is trying to stop. It looks like he's trying to stop the Good Brothers from coming in. Then he's like, fuck it. And beats the crap out of Ricochet. They all beat the shit out of Ricochet. Show over. AJ heel now. I could deal with it. I like it. I like a heel AJ Styles. There's something hilarious about his southern accent when he's being a dick. It's great. So yeah, all in all, pretty great Raw. Talking about it now, going through everything, pretty good. Yeah, with only like one spot where I'm just like, yeah, I don't like it, and then some okay things, but mostly great. Which that ratio is incredible. Oh, and before I forget, that Drake Maverick fella ended up pinning R-Truth for his title and took the title on his trip to his honeymoon. So we'll see what happens there, if anything's already happened. So we'll move on to SmackDown real quick. Yada, yada, yada. I fell asleep and it was kind of boring. I'm going through to see if there was anything special. Nope, same thing happened with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, except this time with Bayley instead of Carmella. So whatever. There was nothing really special. Oh, Ember Moon versus Mandy Rose. I do remember that. That was a good match. I like me some Ember Moon. I fell asleep during the Heavy Machinery match. I love the Kevin Owens show. I love the read the last word on the next card trick he does. He'll have a stack of cards and he'll be reading sentences and he'll be like, at the end of the night. Every time he switches the card before he says the last word of a sentence. It's hilarious. It's so dumb, so simple, such a funny thing. And he does it with such gusto. I'm not sure what they're doing with him. They're trying to turn him face or what, but he's great. Kevin Owens is the best. It's a shame that I got sleepy during his match. But yeah, let's just, I hope they do more with Kevin Owens and Ziggler. I hope they give them a big feud because they're both good and they could both have a hell of a feud. Heavy Machinery, from what I saw, are great. Otis sounds so much like Chris Farley. It's incredible. I don't know if he knows that and he's harnessing that power. You sound like Chris Farley. It's great. And that's my review of SmackDown. Otis sounds like Chris Farley and it's great. NXT I've been catching up with lately. Don't really know much about the roster and stuff. I will say Shayna Baszler and her crew, I love. They are hysterical. Not hysterical, sorry. They are terrifying. They aren't hysterical. It's hysterical that they're there and they're just terrifying and they just mop up the place and they're just all intimidating women. I love it. Yeah, I love it to death. She's perfect to have been just holding down that title for what seems like a while. God bless them. They're some of my favorite. Those three are some of my favorite things in UFC. UFC. Oh, and XTC. They're MMA fighters. All right. See, I'm losing steam. So I'm going to start to wrap this up in the next little bit. It's weird they sent Tyler Breeze back down to NXT, but it's nice that he'll be able to flourish and have some main event runs and actually do stuff that's not a half-baked comedy parody idea every week, which I tuned in for some of the stuff, and yeah, they even did a Twin Peaks parody thing, but it just wasn't great. Both of those guys are funnier and better than that, but the writers aren't good at comedy. And when they are doing stuff, they have to run it through Vince. And I don't think Vince is watching Twin Peaks and gets the reference stuff. So that must be hard for them to have to write and craft. I'm a comedy connoisseur. And that's the kind of thing that really, when comedy's done bad, nothing takes me out of a thing more and makes me dissect it and try to make it better. Nothing, not one thing does that to me more than comedy and sketches and comedy and things. It's weird. It's, people will look at a door built shittily and tell you how to fix that door better and what they did wrong. I can't do that with a door. I can't do that with most things. I could do it with comedy. And they could be used better. Breeze Dango. And so let's break him up for a little and get Tyler Breeze some notoriety. And again, he's going up against Roderick Strong, another one of these guys I saw in ROH in the late 2000s when I was watching it. Yeah, so they have the best talent. They just hadn't been doing a damn thing. And now they are. Now everything's kicking up good. And let's just see what happens. I'm going to shamelessly check my phone. All right, it seems like I've been doing this near an hour now. I'm going to have to tell somebody I don't know what I'm doing later tonight because I don't know. Because when you're like me, you forget holidays. Wrestling talk. Oh, welcome, Comics Head 84. Did not see you there. I don't know if I missed you. What's up, y'all? That's right, Wrassle talk. I'm just dropping knowledge because it's all I know how to do on wrestling. Yeah, I just talked about a whole lot of shit. I don't know what you've heard or haven't heard, but if you could ask a question right now. I was just talking about NXT being good. Kind of going to go into AEW a little bit, give my opinions on that. If you got a topic, got something you want me to talk about, or a question, or anything, let me know in the chat, and I'll be keeping an eye on that. Now, so Shayna Baszler, her crew's great. NXT's amazing. Hey, everybody coming in. I'm about to wrap up, honestly. Oh, Shinsuke, Nakamura's debut on NXT. Man, I had not seen that. I think I should probably go. I think I got to go back into NXT because it was something I just kind of ignored for a long time, but it's great. So, what's up to Caleb Smurf, Comic Head, and Hobby? Thank you, my boys, for coming on in and supporting me. Happy 4th of July to all three of you, all four of us. Does four on the four, baby, it is. But yeah, that's awesome. I need he has not been being used at all. Like I watched it this week, both shows for the first time forever, and he was not in either of them. I don't get it. He again should be top of the heap, but he's not because I don't know. Vince loves these people for a second, and then he's like gets tired of them, and then you never see him again. It was against Sami Zayn. Awesome. That is Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn is probably an insane match, and as soon as I get off, I'm probably going to throw that on. I'm going to find that on YouTube. One NXT match from the days of yore that I have seen. Has anybody else seen this from years ago? I couldn't even tell you the year. Cesaro versus William Regal in NXT. If you guys haven't seen that match, I recommend it. Regal's one of the best people, one of my favorite people in the business. Cesaro's going to be, if allowed, going to be one of the best people. And that match, it's like a half an hour, and it's a clinic. It's a clinic. And I cannot wait to see. Well, I don't know what I'm going to wait for. Regal's retired. But I can't wait to watch it again, really. I want to watch it again. So, yeah, everybody, Cesaro versus William Regal, NXT, whatever year. But it's a hoot. So, real quick, I'm about to go, guys. Thank you for coming, but I'm going to go into AEW real quick because that's Vince's. I'm just going to try to cover the whole modern base of wrestling, my first show. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, being run by Cody Rhodes, Tony Khan, who also co-owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Young Bucks. And they've had 2 pay-per-view events so far, and my opinions are kind of mixed. I saw like a big chunk of the first pay-per-view, and all the matches were great, except this battle royal they had, which it was good. It was like a crazy dumb thing. It was a spectacle, but it's not very good. It's not very good. The battle royal anyway. It was just a bunch of gimmicks and a bunch of people who weren't great. Even, I like gimmicks as much as the next guy, and there were some gimmicks I liked. I liked Luchasaurus, and God help me, I like Orange Cassidy. I don't know why. I should hate Orange Cassidy, but he cracks me up. He does his job, and that's all he needs to do. There's a way to book him. There's a way to book him, and I'm going to figure it out. I might have an episode where I just talk about Orange Cassidy and how AEW could book him and make him a giant star instead of a joke comedy act. He could probably be a giant star and do some weird postmodern wrestling if he leans more into that and creates probably like a year or 2 long story arc to get there. But that's another day. That's another day. A very nerdy conversation that I will love to have. But yeah, so they have just dumb gimmicks going on and on and on and on. On and on. Very bad. Not very bad, but bad. MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman is a heel that they have going on. He is so good. Everybody look up this guy, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. Such a good heel. Such a good old school 80s sneering, sniveling shit heel. It's perfect. He got a good showcase, but other than that, it wasn't hot. It was dumb. It was dumb stuff that makes him look bad. Like a guy who covers himself in baby oil and just slips around all over the place, which, it's all good and well and has its place, but not at the beginning of a new show that's trying to show everybody that you're serious. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, good match. Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust, and Cody Rhodes. had an incredible match, one of the best matches I've seen in years. Honestly, that just so good. So fucking good that I it's worth trying to find, guys. If you can find it, find it. So good. Perfect match. That's what wrestling is. Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes from All In or All Out, whatever it's called. So good, guys. You gotta watch it. I don't even want to go into any detail about it. It's old by now. It's like a month old, but just watch it. It's so good, guys. It's I'm losing steam, and I have talked about AEW, and all I need to talk about AEW because I haven't watched as much as I should, and I know I will. So, guys, I just want to thank you guys. Kenny Comic Book 84, Comic Head 84, Caleb Smurf Murphy, Javi Conquistadorks, my dudes. I want to wish you the most sincerest of happiest, joyous of 4th of July. Thank you guys for coming out on your holiday. Thank you for joining me in my pilot presentation of Wrassle Talk. I'll be happy to have you guys, any one of you guys on. I know, Javi, you're not big into wrestling, but you have a topic or you just have shit you want to ask and find out about, let me know. You guys get at me if you want, if you have anything you want to talk about specifically, and it opens up to anything, just any kind of wrestle talk, be it pay-per-views, be it TV shows, video games, any dumb thing you guys want to talk about, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Big ups, big bless, big love. Thank you. And this has been the Wrassle Line.